How could we make more money at this point? Oh, we want to expand the industrial areas, don't we? Industrial areas make quite good money, so we can do that. Let's just expand this out a little bit. Up to where these landfill sites are. I mean, the landfill sites stink, but that's fine. The whole industrial area generally stinks anyway. We don't want to expand this industrial area because this is the farming area. And this is not good farmland here. And if we do that, then, well, the pollution will spread. I guess we're kind of already pushing our luck with, yeah, this being across the road here. This probably doesn't help the farmland too much, so we won't expand that way either. But we will make sure there's water in these areas. Yeah, there's water there already. We're good. I think our focus at this point really should be getting public transport sorted out. I think with public transport we'll be able to upgrade a lot of the city in terms of what is it? This thing. We have to educate more citizens for this building to upgrade. But I think if we provide more services, we can also upgrade this quite a lot as well, because we need to be covered by more services here, you see. So I think public transport needs to be our focus. Educated citizens is also a thing we need to worry about. Oh, we do need a new public school, in fact. I guess we can afford it. It's not that expensive. And by building one like over here, we'll increase our coverage quite a lot. In fact, the coverage that these offer is not that big. It felt like it was massive when I only had, like, you know, 4 rings, but now I've got like 8 rings. It really isn't that much. Let's build a new public school. Public elementary school. It's a shame there are no private schools in this to help you take care of things, but, you know, you can only ask for so much. We do need a high school. Unfortunately, we can't quite afford a high school right now, so we'll just have to wait a bit before we can do that. In fact, what are our loans looking like? I'm guessing we're still paying off the really big loan. It's slowly going down. We could take a small loan, but unfortunately the small loan wouldn't be enough to get a school, would it? Because they cost 30 grand. I guess it would. You know what? Sure. Let's speed things up. Let's take out the big loan, and with the big loan, build a high school. Now, the high school is quite big. Oh no, it's actually bigger than the space that we have, which means that the coverage of it is awful. Oh no. Oh no. I thought there was enough space. It's just like not quite enough. Because look, it's like just tickling. It's like tickling the edge of that, which means it's not quite enough. Oh dear, okay. Actually, if I... No, it's not quite enough. We have to minorly adjust some of these roads. Okay, we're going to have to be a bit cheeky here. We're going to have to delete this section of road. Squeeze the high school in, destroy a bunch of houses, and then squeeze the road around it. Okay, this is going to look a bit nasty. Yeah, look at this. Does it fit at all? Okay, we're going to have to back this road off a little bit more just to squeeze this round. It could look worse. It definitely is not a circle anymore. You know what? I'll take it. It works. So we now have a high school. Let's have a look at its coverage, actually. In that position, it should have pretty good coverage. Yeah, look at that. It covers most of the city. You need to build things like this on the corners of the city in order for them to work. Unfortunately, that only has a capacity of 1,000, and we have more than 1,000 eligible. We'll just have to hope that that sort of works out over time. This area is not covered up here, so we could eventually have to have another school in here, especially if we're going to add one final ring to the city. I'm not sure where the university is going to go. Funny thing is, the university is smaller than the high school, so we actually can fit it in these gaps. Sort of. Yeah, look, we just about can. We're not going to put the university here. We'll put the university sort of over here, I think, in the commercial area, where it'll do like the most damage to buildings. I don't have enough money. Apparently it costs 100,000. How much is that? Yeah, 93,000 to do that. I can hear houses upgrading. There are definitely houses that are dinging from having all these educated people around, and you can see that some are upgrading. So what does this one want, for example? Educate more citizens. Yeah, we have to be able to handle all potential students. Well, we can't do that. That's unfortunate. But the thing is, as more people get educated, the number of eligible students will go down. Although it's currently going up. Even though it should be going down. I guess the birth rate is higher than the graduation rate, I suppose. So we have quite a lot of cash now, 40,000. With that cash, is it sensible to attempt to do some bus routes? I think so. Wait, I'm not sure. It will bring more services to the industrial area, because, you know, we can do that. We're not going to make use of any bus lanes, which might cause problems, but I have a plan to avoid that. But I think it's time to get a bus depot in here. Now, the bus depot can be anywhere we want, because it doesn't matter. The buses go wherever they need to go, regardless. I am tempted to get a bus station. Bus stations are always great in commercial areas like this. Unfortunately, it's quite big and very expensive, so I won't be doing that right now. Still, I think it's time to get some buses going, so I'm going to plop this down just sort of in the middle of nowhere. It has to have water, though, so we may as well put it somewhere that has water, so here, that will do. We'll put it in the middle of the industrial area. It really doesn't matter, I don't think, as far as I'm aware. So one bus depot goes right here, boom, and then we can start putting bus stops down. And let me show you what I plan to do for the buses. So as you might have guessed, I intend to just do circles around the city. It's going to be great. How many bus routes am I going to run? At least 3. At least 3. This is going to be the best way to do it. There'll be essentially no traffic jams because, well, the buses don't really use any junctions, and it's junctions that generally cause traffic jams. I mean, yeah, they use these junctions up here, but they're going to avoid the center place, which is where, if they had to go, would cause the most trouble. Right, I would say our bus coverage now is pretty damn good. What I could do, what I might do in fact, is, where if I was to have a bus station, where would I put it? Well, I would want to put it on the corner of a place because that's where all the buses would go, and I would guess I would put it here and have all the buses sort of go to that one bus station as they reach this point in their route around the city. So this is going to help traffic. This is going to help a lot of people, hopefully. It's going to create quite a bit of traffic as well with all these buses now going everywhere. As you can see, all these buses are now leaving the depot and just filling up the roads. But hopefully, passengers, the number of passengers should be pretty high. I think, yes, if we go to this, we can go to the public transport section. You can hear all the dings now from all the houses upgrading. Or something upgrading at least. Is it companies, is it businesses that are upgrading? What's upgrading? Look, stop upgrading so I can see you upgrade. I feel like I'm being blinded. I can't see these upgrades. What's upgrading? This upgraded. That's a house. I guess they like having an extra service provided to them. The buses. Who else upgraded? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure who else upgraded. Oh well. One problem with this bus service, of course, is that if you were here and you wanted to get to here, well, that's going to be a bit difficult. That's quite a long walk. The bus would be faster. Unfortunately for this person, the buses go, all of them go anti-clockwise around the city. So, yeah, you have to walk, unfortunately. Uh-oh, apparently we're out of water and power. Uh-oh, okay. Still a fair distance away from affording the oil power plant, but that's okay. We'll just get another advanced wind turbine. There, bang, that should do it. Will that fix the water problems as well? No, because it affects both of them. So we need to get another sewage drain and make the water even more stinky than it currently is. It's going to be super stinktastic. There we go. Water problems, power problems, all solved. Done. We still have to empty these landfill sites, and that's tricky because these are both very full most of the time. This one's not super full. This one's about, well, about three-quarters capacity. This one is full, so it seems like we don't quite have the capacity we need to deal with the amount of rubbish that we have to get rid of. So that's something we need to worry ourselves about. Also, the demand for living space has gone up. So I'm thinking what we need to do at this point is upgrade some of this to high density. So let's see if we can do that. Let's just upgrade this whole section to high density. We have to do it so that we only try and upgrade stuff that's not on the roundabout, right? We can't have high-density housing on the roundabout. That will create problems, so we have to be quite careful. There. Nothing's on the roundabout, and hopefully, in a moment, those are going to vanish, which is going to bring down the population a bit. But immediately, we can see that we're building bigger, higher density buildings. We're building the hillside residence here. It's a multi-story flat style arrangement. Capacity for how many? 7 households. So that's good. Oh, this one looks even bigger. 3 households though. What? This looks bigger but it holds less. That's interesting. So that one's 7, this one's 3. Okay. This one is 4. Yeah, so look, we've got more people in here now. And this is how it's going to go. We're just going to increase the land value around here, so we want to make enormous skyscrapers. So this is where what we want to do is get rid of, as much as possible, the crossings here. Now, I don't think I can actually turn off the crossings. I can add crossings, but I can't get rid of existing crossings, I don't think. Yeah. So what I need to do here is figure out the best way to make some pedestrian crossings. Now, we don't want them to go underground, because underground pedestrian crossings are just... they're a cause of trouble. They're just no end of trouble, so we don't want that. So what we want is to build some nice raised walkways. Some 9-meter high walkways. So what we're going to do is... oh, let's see how we can do this. It's going to be interesting because we need to... This is going to be quite tricky, I think, because we need to have walkways that are at ground level here, come up and not interfere with anything. There. It looks a bit of a mess, but you know what? I kind of like it. I tried to keep the circle theme going. I haven't done a particularly great job of it. However, no one should want to use... most people shouldn't want to use these crossings anymore, which hopefully will leave traffic even further, as pedestrians can now just walk up onto this lovely raised platform. And you know what? In the middle we have these lovely trees. I'm thinking we want to add just a random park there, if the game will let us do so. No, the game doesn't seem to want to let us do that in a useful way. So, yeah, for now we're just going to have to not do that, unfortunately. This did mean, however, that I had to sort of rearrange a few things down here, which has caused a few buildings to sort of get replaced. Not too much of a concern, but yeah, that happened a little bit. Not to worry, though. Okay, we've got 70 grand in the bank. Have we paid back all those loans yet? Yeah, we have, so we can get more loans if we... oh, wait, no, we haven't. No, I read that wrong. No, we haven't paid all back any of the loans yet, but we have upgraded a bunch of houses. What's the next step? Is it education? Yes, it is. How's our education looking? So, elementary school education, 50%-ish, give or take. High school, that's a problem still. We'll just kind of, I guess for now, we'll just forget about that. We'll just sort of leave it as it is. University, well, we don't have a university. However, we do now have people who could go to university. So that's nice. We're going up there. Well, I guess we're just going to add the final ring to the main city. So let's get on with that. Okay, we have the final outer ring. In fact, looking at it now, we can probably squeeze in one more. I thought this would be the limit, but no, I think we can get one more in. Unfortunately, for the residential people, we now have the wind turbines, the noisy wind turbines next to them. That's a problem. Also, another problem, while I was building this, the city ran out of power. That's a problem. It doesn't look like it's out of power, though. Oh, I knocked the power lines down by accident. Yeah, that sometimes is a thing that happens. Well, let's just rebuild those. In fact, we don't even need this one anymore, so we can get rid of that one. And that will allow us to zone up a little bit more land. There you go, have some more land to build in, so have fun with that. And I need to build the connecting roads. I also need to upgrade the inner roads. And in fact, it's not even that expensive using the extremely cheap roads to build massive circles like this. It just kind of works out quite well. Right, we've done that. let's make sure things have got water. See, this one already has water. We don't need to do that one. We need to do this one, though. As efficiently as possible. I'm thinking efficiently as possible here is probably, yeah, like this. Okay. Now, we've got water. Let's zone it up. Okay, we're sufficiently zoned up for now. The noise pollution over here is going to be a problem. I'm wondering... Apparently, water towers make noise. So, I mean, I'm not sure how that happens, but apparently that's a thing. So, how much does it cost to move these things? So, if I relocate this, it costs me 2,000 to relocate these. How much are they new? I'm guessing they're 4,000 new. Yes, so it's half. Fine. And I'm guessing that the same applies for the wind turbines, where it'll cost me half as much as they cost originally to move them. So I'm wondering, if I sell them, how much does... I'm guessing it just costs me money. Yeah, it just costs me. It doesn't actually give me anything back. I don't get any, like, recycling funds or anything from it. Let's just make sure that... So we have power now. And if we have power, then I guess we're fine and don't need to worry about it. Yep, all the power symbols are plopping away and we now have power again. Perfect. We do have 63,000 in the bank, so we need to consider doing something. I'm not really good at this game at deciding what I should be doing at a particular point. For example, one of the mistakes I have made here is clearly I should have made this side of the wedge farming and then shifted things around a bit. So maybe get residential down here. Maybe this should just be the farming area. Maybe one of the satellite cities we make, I say satellite city, satellites we make should be residential. Also, we are now a small city. We have given us access to trains, cargo terminals, and hydro power plants. Hydro power plants in this particular city is not that good, although there are ways I could use that. There are ways I could use that defy the laws of physics, in fact, because they do defy the laws of physics. So there are ways I could, in fact, try and use that. Apparently, I've unlocked a few things. I'm not particularly fussed about that, but sure. What's the next? Oh wait, that was at the start. Hold on, I've not really been looking at these. What do I have now? Oh, I have them all. Okay, that's fine. I just unlocked them all, apparently. What do we get to the next one? The big city. Ah, the water treatment plants and the crematoriums and another unlock, another buy unlock. We didn't get another buy this time, so we can't buy more land. The water treatment plants are going to be very useful because I believe they filter the water, but they also can do more, I think, which doesn't really make sense. Yeah, they do more. They cost more. They cost more than double to buy, but they cost double to run as well. But they do more water processing, so you need slightly less. So the upkeep per week sort of works out, but the initial buy up front doesn't work out for a long time. That's okay. How's the rubbish looking? We're definitely going to need another incineration plant, so I guess that's something we're going to invest in right now. There we go. We'll let that sort itself out. Do I want to turn one of these on? Sure, let's see if we can get rid of the least full one, the 8% full landfill site. Let's see if we can get rid of that. We also have a lot of money now, so I think it's time to get a second high school, because that's something we need regardless. That is just something we flat need. Oh look, I can place this without having to do anything as well. Bang. We now have 2 high schools covering all the city. Our capacity should be good for a long time. And now it's just a matter of time before people get quite well educated. As you can see in some areas, the education is already very good. And the high schools cover practically the entire city.